Hello students, today I am going to start chapter 5 of our geography, that is major domains of the earth. So as we studied earlier, the earth is a unique planet because it has the essential elements that to sustain life. These elements are land, water and air. So here some major domains of the earth is, the first one here you can see, this is solid, second is gaseous, third is liquid. So first is lithosphere, second is atmosphere and third is hydrosphere. And biosphere, it is the interaction of other three domains. These are three domains came inside this biosphere. So these parts of the earth are not isolated but they are overlapped with each other. Next here, the lithosphere, the solid portion of the earth on the which we live is called the lithosphere. So it contains landforms like plateaus, mountains, plains and valleys. It comprises the rocks of the earth's crust and the thin layers of soil. Its thickness is about 100 km. And tectonic plates are a subdivision of lithosphere. The two types of lithosphere, the first one is continental. This is associated with continental crust and is mostly composed of different types of granites. Geologists often refer to the rocks of the continental crust as sial. And sial stands for silicate and aluminium, the most abundant minerals in continental crust. Second here is oceanic. It is mostly composed of different types of basalts. Geologists often refer to the rocks of the oceanic crust as sima. And sima stands for silicate and magnesium, the most abundant minerals in oceanic crust. Basalts are a sima rock. So oceanic crust is dense, almost 3 grams per cubic centimeter. Next year topic came the continents. So the continents here, the greater part of the land mass lies in the northern hemisphere. There are 7 major continents and these are separated by large water bodies. Here you can see all the 7 continents. The first one is Asia, the largest one. Second one is Europe. Third is Africa. Fourth one is North America. Fifth is South America. Sixth is Australia and seventh one is Antarctica. So let's start with Asia. It is the largest continent on the earth. You can see on the world. And the first one is Asia is also the most populous continent on the earth. It is home to approximately 60% of the world's population as calculated of 2019 year. It covers about 1/3 of the total land area of the earth. The continent lies in the eastern hemisphere. The Tropic of Cancer passes through its continent, and to the south of Asian continent lies the Indian Ocean. To its north lies the Arctic Ocean and to its east lies the Pacific Ocean. So in the south it is Asian, in the north it is Arctic and in the east you can see the Pacific. Second one here is Africa. And Africa is the second largest continent after Asia. Africa covers 20% of the earth's total land area. Africa is also the second most populous country on the earth. A large part of Africa lies in northern hemisphere. It is only continent through which the Tropic of Cancer, the equator and the Tropic of Capricorn pass. The equator or 0-degree latitudes run almost through the middle of the continent. Third one is Europe. So the Europe, this continent lies in the west of Asia. Europe is the sixth largest continent of the earth, occupying around 2% of the surface of the earth. The Arctic Circle passes through it. Atlantic currents has the biggest influence on the European continent. It is bounded by water bodies on three sides. And to the south of Europe lies here the Atlantic Ocean, to the north of Europe lies Arctic Ocean, and to the west of the Europe lies the Atlantic Ocean. Fourth one is North America. North America is the third largest continent in the world. The continent lies completely in the northern and the western hemisphere. It is linked to South America and by a very narrow strip of a land called the Isthmus or Panama. This continent is surrounded by three oceans, and they are the Atlantic, Pacific and Arctic. Isthmus, it is the narrow strip of land joining two land masses, that is called isthmus. And what is strait? The another topic. It is a narrow passage of the water connecting two large water bodies like seas and ocean. So these two terms you all can hear. The first one is isthmus and second one is strait. Isthmus means a narrow strip of land joining two land masses, and this one is a narrow passage of water connecting two large water bodies. Is it clear? Let's start. Next one. The fifth is South America. There are 12 sovereign states in South America. South America lies mostly in the southern hemisphere. In the terms of total area, South America is the fourth largest continent. The Pacific Ocean is located to the west of South America. Pacific Ocean is in the west of South America. To the east of South America lies the Atlantic Ocean. The Andes Mountain is the world's longest above water mountain range, and it is located in the South America. The world's largest river, Amazon River, it is located in the South America. So this one, the two main things that you got here, the world's largest, here you can see the world's largest water mountain, and the second one, the world's largest river, Amazon. So here the two things that is important to remember. And next we have to start the sixth one, that is Australia. And here this Australia is the smallest continent that lies entirely in the southern hemisphere, and it is surrounded by ocean and seas on all sides, and it is called an island continent because it is surrounded from all the sides with the water. That is why we called it island continent. Next we have to start, and one more thing that I want to tell about this, the Great Barrier Reef is the world's largest coral reef, and it is made up of coral deposits, and this one is also the part of it. To the east of there are open grasslands, and it is rich in natural resources and has a unique, you can say, means of fertile land. So it is also the home of a few unique animals, and such as emu, koala and kangaroo. Next we have to start Antarctica. So the Antarctica, this one is the huge continent, lies completely in the southern hemisphere. The South Pole lies in the South Polar region almost at the center of this continent and is permanently covered with thick ice sheet. Thick ice sheet is permanently here covered, and It is located in the south polar region and it is permanently covered with thick ice sheets, as I told you, and various countries have their research stations here. India also has its permanent research base station here, namely Matri, Dakshin, Gangotri, and here you can see Bharti. And next we have to start this with the hydrosphere. That was the part of lithosphere, and here we are coming to the hydrosphere. As the name suggests, hydro means we are going to talk about water. Hydrosphere refers to all forms of water found on the earth. Ocean, sea from the major part of the hydrosphere. So about you can say the 70.8% of the earth's surface is covered by water, and 97% of this is sea water, while 3% is a fresh water. Only 3%. So this includes river, lake, underground water, glaciers, ice sheet, and water can also be found in the atmosphere as it contains water vapor. So let's start with the topic here. The earth's surface is surrounded by water and it is called hydrosphere, and hydrosphere includes on the earth water, whatever the type of water is available on the earth, ocean, sea, river, lakes, even in the frozen forms also. And here it is approximately 71%, that is I told you already 70.8, considered at 71% of the earth's surface is covered by oceans, and 97.5 of earth's water is salt water, and which is unfit for human consumption. That is why only 2.5% of earth's water is fresh water, and even in this 2.5%, approximately 69% is in the form of a snow and ice. So just think how much water we are having. So that is why everywhere it is written save water, and we should save water for the future, because now only we all can see the scarcity of water in the some places, and they are not able to get water near about their areas. So that is why, because we all are wasting nowadays, so we all have to save water. So here the oceans, the huge water bodies are called ocean basins. Oceans are the major part of the hydrosphere, and they are all interconnected. The 5 major oceans, the first one is Pacific, then Atlantic, then Indian, then Southern, and the Arctic Ocean. In this diagram you all can see the 5 oceans. So let's start with the first one, the Pacific Ocean. The Pacific Ocean is the largest ocean, and it is spread over 1/3 of the earth. Mariana Trench and deepest part of the earth lies in the Pacific Ocean. The Pacific Ocean is almost in a circular shape. Asia, Australia, North and South America surrounded it. And next is Atlantic Ocean. Atlantic Ocean is the second largest ocean in the world, and it is S-shaped. It is flanked by the North and the South Americans on the western side and Europe and Africa on eastern side. The coastline of the Atlantic Ocean is highly indented. This regular and indented coastline provides an ideal location for the natural harbors and ports. From the point of view of commerce, it is a busiest ocean. Next here, the Indian Ocean. This Indian Ocean is the only ocean named after a country, that is India. The shape of the ocean is almost triangular. It is in triangular shape, and the north in the north, it is bounded by Asia, in the west by Africa, and in the east by Australia. Next here, the Southern Ocean. And before this, I want to tell one thing about Indian Ocean, that currents in the Indian Ocean change course twice a year. They are blown by monsoon winds towards Africa in winter and then towards India in summer. Now continue with the Southern Ocean. And the Southern Ocean encircles the continent of Antarctica and extend the northward to 60 degrees south latitude. And the Southern Ocean or the Antarctic Ocean is the fifth major ocean. It surrounds Antarctica and is formed by merging the three major oceans. The first one is Atlantic, the second is Pacific, and the third one is Indian Ocean. And its deepest point is, you can say, the deepest point here, 7,235 meters. 7,235 meters means 7, you can say 7 2 3 5 meters below the sea level in the South Sandwich Trench. During winter, over half of the Southern Ocean is covered with ice and icebergs that break off the Antarctic ice sheet. Many penguins, such as emperor penguin, the world's largest penguin, live on the ice floor of the Southern Ocean. Next we start here the Arctic Ocean. This is the Arctic Ocean, you can say, is located within the Arctic Circle and surrounds the North Pole. And this is the smallest and the shallowest ocean. The Bering Strait, a narrow stretch of a shallow water, connects it with the Pacific Ocean. It is bounded by northern coast of North America and Eurasia. And here you can see it is entirely in the northern hemisphere around the North Pole, because of which it is covered with thick layers of ice during the most part of the year. And this has made exploration difficult, and so it is the least known body of water in the world. And the deepest spot under the this Arctic Circle is the Frem Basin, which is located 4,663 meters below the ice cover. It means 4,663 meters below the ice cover. And the Arctic Ocean's cold sheet of floating ice is home to seals, polar bears, and Arctic fox. And rainfall is very limited. The economic activity is also limited to the utilization of natural resources, including petroleum, natural gas, fish, and seals. Next here, the atmosphere. Let's know about the atmosphere. The earth is surrounded by a layer of gas called atmosphere. This layer of gas is called atmosphere. It provides us with the air we breathe and protect us from the harmful effects of sun rays. And the atmosphere extends up to a height of, you can say, 16,000 kilometers. The atmosphere is divided into 5 layers based on the consumption of temperature and other properties. These layers starting the Earth's surface are called the troposphere. Next here, the stratosphere, mesosphere, and the thermosphere. And the last one is exosphere. So let's continue with the structure of atmosphere. You can say in short the layers of atmosphere. So let's start. There are 5 layers in the structure of the atmosphere depending upon the temperature. So the first is troposphere, second is stratosphere, third is mesosphere, fourth is thermo, and fifth is exosphere. So here you can see from this starting. The first one is troposphere. It is considered as the lowest layer of the Earth atmosphere. The troposphere starts at the Earth's surface, goes up to a height of 8 kilometers, poles to. So here you can say in short 18 kilometers equator. The main reason of the higher height of the equator is due to presence of hot convection current that push the gases upward. All kinds of weather changes occur within this layer. This layer has water vapor and meteor particles. The temperature decreases with increasing of height of atmosphere to the rate of 1 degree Celsius of every 165 meters of height. This is called normal lapse rate. Tropopause and transitional zone separates troposphere and stratosphere. Next is stratosphere. It is the second layer of the atmosphere. The second layer found above the troposphere. It extends up a height of 50 km from the Earth's surface. This layer is very dry as it contains little water vapor. This layer provides some advantages for flight because it is above stormy weather and has steady, strong horizontal winds. The ozone layer is found in this layer. Ozone layer absorbs UV rays and safeguards Earth from harmful radiation. Stratosphere separates stratosphere and mesosphere. This stratopause separates stratosphere and mesosphere. Next is mesosphere. The mesosphere is found above the stratosphere. It is coldest the atmospheric layers. It is the coldest of all the atmospheric layers, and the mesosphere starts at 50 km above the Earth's surface of the Earth that goes up to 80 km. The temperature drops with altitude in this layer. By 80 km it reaches minus 100 degrees Celsius, and meteors burn up in this layer. The upper limit is called mesopause. Here the upper limit is called mesopause, which separates mesosphere and thermosphere. Next here is thermosphere. The next layer here you can see is thermosphere. This layer is found above mesopause from 80 to 400 km. Radio waves that are transmitted from the Earth are reflected by this layer only. The temperature starts increasing again with increasing height in this layer. Aurora and satellites occur in this layer only. Next is exosphere. It is the outermost layer of the atmosphere, the zone where molecules and atoms escape into space is mentioned as exosphere. It extends from the top of the thermosphere up to 10,000 kilometers. Here come the biosphere. Biosphere means, you can say in short, the composition of all the things. The term biosphere is used to describe our living world. The biosphere is a narrow zone where all the 3 domains, land, water and air, came here in the contact with each other. So this zone is all about life and composed of all living organisms like humans, plants, animals, etc. you can say. So it is the important The biosphere is the narrow zone where we find land, water, and air together, which contains all the forms of the life. It is made up of all the plants and animals and non-living things. So the first one, the earth is the only planet where human beings find three sustaining elements like land, water, and air. So there are several species of organisms that vary in size from microbes and bacteria to huge mammals. And the biosphere, you can see the domain of life. So here all the living organisms including human are linked to each other and to the biosphere for survival. The organisms in biosphere are broadly divided into the plant kingdom and the animal kingdom. For example, the cutting of forest for fulfilling our needs of wood or clearing the land for agriculture may lead to the fast removal of soil and from slopes. Similarly, earth's surface may be changed due to natural calamities like earthquakes. Second is discharge of waste material into lakes and river makes the water unsuitable for human use. It also damages other forms of life. Emissions from you can say industries, thermal power plants, and vehicles pollute the air, that is CO2, carbon dioxide. It is an important constituent of air, but increase in the amount of CO2 leads to increase in global temperature, and this is termed as global warming. So we all have to preserve our biosphere. If we are not going to you can say if you are not going to take care of it, we are going to be lost our lives, and soon it can be seen that there is no life on the earth, because it is composed of all the living organisms, and all the three domains are dependent here. So all these actions whatever are affecting our biosphere, these needs to be immediately stopped to protect our planet from further harm. So judicious use of resources and promoting natural and simple living can provide a balance in our major domains. Hope you all have understood the chapter. Thank you.